What is your American dream?
I live in Mexico, so my American dream is to I can come here whenever I want, and it continues to be as pretty as it is.
I'm from Saudi Arabia. I came here 6-7 years ago. So my American dream is to help out anyone that I can and to be successful.
Everyone has a right to the American dream. And we are back for our final episode of 2021. It is our Christmas spectacular.
Ooh,
Jonathan Yo-Yo Elias, all dressed up in his red. I was also told to wear red. I don't have a red jacket. I should have a red smoking jacket for Christmas.
I've had this.
But
had this for a good 7 years, and I wear it every Christmas.
Is this your
special.
ugly? Is this your ugly Christmas?
If you
sweater?
would call it ugly,
I don't even think it's that ugly.
I don't think it is either.
I like it. I just wore a little red hanky.
Look at you. You got a whole Santa hat with your name on it.
I've got a Santa hat with my name on it.
I don't even have that.
You don't have yo-yo hat? Oh, I guess there was nothing in the budget for the yo-yo hat.
Dang.
It was only enough in the budget for a Brad. For Brad. Maybe I don't think this was purpose. I think they sell a Brad hat, but I don't think they would sell a.
Why not?
You can't go to the store and find yo-yo hat.
Why not?
I don't know. There's not enough yo-yos out. There's only one yo-yo.
That matters.
There is only one yo-yo. All right, so you ready to go?
Yeah, let's say what's up to the squad.
Let's say what's up to the squad. Why don't we?
Yeah.
Squad up, Dion. How are you? Alcia Stone. Squad up. Jessica Leamy. How are you? Nicola Wright. Willie L. Williams. Who else we got here? Denver South. Squad up. Dawn Harriet. And Dion Reed, I said. Carol, the Tiger, Cordella Douglas, Day Jose saying, happy holidays, squad team. A team always have a team behind it.
Yeah.
We do. We got a team. I got a team behind it here. And I got a team behind me out there as well.
There you go.
Right? We got teams everywhere.
I always got our backs.
Lisa Bling Rose, squad up. How are you? Andre Spence, squad up. Dip Fab, Cake Affairs. She's been busy in the kitchen getting ready for Christmas desserts, right?
Yeah.
You would think, right?
I'm wondering what kind she's got cooking up.
I don't know what she's got cooking up. Marcia McCullough, squad up. How are you? Shan Shan, squad up on YouTube. The Top Cat Double Fisting Susie Q, Janice Williams, Brooklyn Ishitu, Mira Chic. Mira Chick or Mira Chic?
I like Mira Chic.
But I think it's Mira Chick.
I like chic.
But we'll go with Mira Chic, because Yo-Yo likes it.
Yeah.
Saying hello. Senior Designer Edition, squad up. Oh, it's Poetry Thursday.
Oh.
Poetry Thursday.
We haven't had this in a while.
Yeah.
I haven't heard.
The end of 20, and this is from Jay Rhymes.
Yes.
Also known as the Tea Server on Tuesday.
Yes.
Jay Rhymes on Thursday. Tea Server on Tuesday. No other names, right? That's it.
Nope.
Okay, he's the butler, actually.
Yeah.
The end of 2021 is near. By the way, his real name's Jeremy.
Yes.
But we don't call him by his real name. The end of 2021 is near. Bradshaw wishes you joy and cheer, health and happiness in the upcoming year. And thank you, Brad, for always being here. You know what?
Look at him, speechless.
Jeremy. Now I'm going to call him Jeremy.
Wow.
That was really, really nice.
For the last Poetry Thursday of the year.
That was really nice.
You really came through on that one.
Yeah, you know what? On Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I'm going to call him Jeremy from now on.
Wow.
Yes, I'm only going to call him nicknames twice a week now instead of 7 days a week. He's really warmed my heart on that.
That was actually a really good one.
That was very nice. Let me say it one more time. The end of 2021 is near. Bradshaw wishes you joy and cheer, health and happiness in the coming year. And thank you, Brad, for always being here. Very nice. I want you to know he really upped his game on his poetry this time.
Yeah.
And Senior Designer Edition saying squad up from South America.
Oh.
I didn't know Senior Designer was down in South America. How you doing? Ja Love, squad up as well. Cecilia Brown, Jamie Barra. Can having diabetes and a small brain non-cancer tumor prevent someone from getting a green card? Well, diabetes and, God forbid, having cancer, neither one is a communicable disease. So you can't be denied a green card for having a non-communicable disease. What you can be denied a green card for is not being able to support yourself. So if the government believes that you are going to have major medical procedures and major medical bills, you better be prepared to show a really good affidavit of support, or that you're able to afford health insurance to cover even these pre-existing conditions. Health insurance does cover pre-existing conditions. So really, when you have things that are non-communicable diseases, it really comes down to poverty guidelines and being able to show you can support yourself without going on government Medicaid, more than you have a disease and now you can't get a green card. And that is our pre-schmooze
Question of
the day. Crispy McDonald's.
Yummy. That's,
Damn, I'm hungry now.
Me too.
I didn't eat anything today. I had coffee at Starbucks, not McDonald's. And then I had an egg sandwich at Starbucks, not McDonald's.
Not McDonald's, not a crispy McDonald's at
And
least.
then right before the show started, the ladies in our call center who answer our phones, they have a lot of cookies there.
Oh.
And I was hungry. So when
You went from I didn't eat anything to
and
basically
they
saying
are.
a lot.
I know, and to me that's not eating a lot. I'm a big eater.
Yeah.
And they know very specific instructions not to feed me. They know it.
And did they feed you?
They weren't there to prevent me from eating the cookies.
Oh.
So I went over.
Man.
Nobody was there, and then I took like 4 cookies. And
Oh.
and that 4.
Whoa.
They were small,
Okay.
but still I had 4 of them. Damn. But it's Christmas.
It's Christmas. Come
you,
on.
You always put on some pounds for Christmas, right?
Yeah.
And then you take it off in January.
There you go.
There you go. And
Okay.
who else we got here? Claudia Wackery. Squad up, let's go. And Anonymous.
Anonymous.
That sounds like a computer hacker,
Oh.
right? Anonymous.
Yeah, that's always scary.
Yeah, they want to have a studio tour.
Oh.
A studio tour.
Maybe that could be like a
segment.
segment, or it could be a prize for one of the
studio
squad
tour.
members.
You have to do your studio tour. You know, it'd be great if, like at Universal Studios, they have like, you get in the car.
In the car.
And I'm
Like,
driving the car. I'm
It's
driving
like
the
a
car.
big Jurassic Park thing, like going
Yeah.
through the... Could do
Could
that,
be.
a little
Yeah,
cart.
we have a big office. We can do that.
Who's driving it?
You are.
You'll be in for a ride,
You're
y'all.
like, at our first stop is Chili's office. Cordella Douglas squad up, and Noselin Brazil saying, hi guys, please give us the bad news. Not going to be up to vote this year. I don't know what the bad news is. We only have good news here.
Yeah.
It's our last show. We only have good news, I think.
I like that.
All right, take it away, Yo-Yo.
All right, squad, you already know what time it is. It's time for you guys all to share, because this is our holiday episode, so we want everybody to see it, all right? Because we're about to start schmoozing with Brad, talking headlines, including breaking news about deported immigrant activist Jean Montreville's case. We've been following Jean's case since he was deported to Haiti in January back in 2018. Take it away.
By the way, public service announcement, Jessica Leamy claims that she already had a studio tour. I didn't know that we were giving out studio tours here.
What?
How did Jessica Leamy get a studio tour?
If anybody deserves it, Jessica Leamy deserves it.
Jill says in my ear she just came to visit the office. And
Yeah.
we showed her.
And-
But I thought I wanted to do like a whole tour with
Like
a whole thing.
Like you sitting down right there, and then
Yeah,
as we come in, this
that's
would be
right.
the ending stop, like
That's
just a
right.
stop, the end stop.
Yeah, it's like we need like a whole thing. All right. Well, Jessica Leamy already had it already.
Maybe she can help plan it then.
Maybe we can put Jessica Leamy in charge of Studio
There
Toys.
you go.
You never know.
There you go.
Jessica Leamy's like, did Brad just offer me a job? Take it away, yo-yo.
All right, guys, and of course, it's also Wacky Thursday holiday style. So we've spanned the globe, and we'll be talking about some interesting headlines, including a Welsh woman who just earned a Guinness World Record for her Christmas bauble ornament collection. And that is somewhere I would like to be, because y'all know I love Christmas.
Baubles.
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 Baubles. First of all, I've never heard of baubles.
That's a very old-fashioned way of saying
Like
Christmas
a French,
ornament.
French, I think it's like from the French, old French time.
It's like saying, you know what? I'm going to put on my dungarees and go buy some baubles. It's like all words that nobody uses anymore.
Nobody uses.
Right? Does anybody use the word dungarees anymore?
No.
Well, it may be.
Maybe it's a Brit word.
Maybe it's a Brit word, but nobody uses the word dungarees or baubles in the United States. But she just
she's from Welsh. She's a Welsh woman.
But she's from the UK. Could be a Welsh word.
Yeah.
And
Bubble.
but she certainly had the Guinness Book of World Records has her in for baubles.
Yes.
All right, and of course you can call Spar and Bernstein. The telephone number is scrolling at the bottom of your screen. You may see Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson run across your screen with my head on it. Ask your immigration question. It's the same telephone number to call on our show right now. 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. If you call now, wink, wink. I actually do the wink this time. I would say wink, wink, but don't do it. Wink, wink. You will get on our show because we do have open lines, but generally, I will tell you that if you try to call in about 20-25 minutes with your immigration question, the lines will be locked and loaded. Internationally, it's +1 212-227-8933. And at some point in the show, somebody's going to log on for the first time and say, hey, how do I call into the show? So I'm going to ask you, Squad, to tell them the number scrolling at the bottom of the screen for the entire show.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
We're going to give the squad a job. So when that person does come on, they could all jump in and say, watch the bottom of the screen. And of course, we are in the holiday spirit, Yo-Yo.
Are we?
Yes. Don't you see we're in such good moods?
Look at
But don't you see we're in such good moods?
We're usually in good
But
moods.
we're in extra good mood today.
We're in extra for sure. At least for me too.
I'm in an extra good mood today.
Wow.
Because it's the holiday season. Right?
I love it.
And because it's the holiday season and Christmas and Kwanzaa are right around the corner. And of course, we just finished Hanukkah. We're going to take a look back at the many holiday festivities that we have all celebrated together. You ready to start schmoozing?
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Let's see what's going on. So here's some good news, you see?
Oh, okay. I was hoping it was going to be good news.
All right, somebody said, hey, give us the bad news.
None so far.
None so far. We have an update on Jean Montrevil. He's been on our show several times already. His family as well. He's the immigrant activist who was deported to Haiti in January of 2018. He was a former United States permanent resident. He was recently returned on deferred action for 90 days. And now the U.S. government, as a result of a First Amendment lawsuit that his attorneys brought against the U.S. government, has granted him an additional 3 years to remain here to sort out his immigration problems.
Nice.
Now, what happened is that he had a drug offense, one-time drug offense in 1988. The U.S. government at that time, he had a green card. The U.S. government at that time chose not to deport him. They never even put him in deportation. Back in the 1980s, lots of people never got put in deportation. And he got married, he had a family, was making a good living, was being a fantastic neighbor, citizen, human being, had that one offense from 1988.
Right.
And then 30 some odd years later, the U.S. government says, hey, you got this criminal conviction,
That's so crazy.
we're going to deport you. And he became an activist. He says, no, I'm not going to go. And as a result of being an activist, he claimed and actually won a settlement in court that said that the U.S. government actually went after him for being an immigration activist. They went after him to shut him up and said, you know what? This is how we're going to shut you up. We're just going to get you deported.
Wow.
And they arrested him and deported him. And in the federal courts, there was a settlement, and it's allowing him to now remain in the United States with his family. And this was after his original order of deportation on a Virginia simple drug conviction. All right, he wasn't El Chapo.
Right.
Okay. Or who's the guy from Colombia? Pablo Escobar. All right, it was just it was a low-level drug offense. He got ordered deported one time. So now he's allowed to stay in the United States for 3 years. The Virginia governor has pardoned his drug offense. So now his attorneys are making a motion to reopen to the Board of Immigration Appeals to reopen his deportation process. I assume the Board of Immigration Appeals will be shortly reopening his case. And because he was paroled into the United States, and because his wife is a U.S. citizen, his children are U.S. citizens, I presume the easiest thing to do would either be readjust his status, or just say, well, if the conviction is vacated, just give him back his green card.
Right.
We'll see what the arguments are, but either way, he's going to get his green card. Whether he gets the old one, keeps the new one.
Good.
But he'll get to stay here. So that's good news.
That's great news.
That is very good news. All right, some bad news now.
Oh, dang.
Dang.
Yeah.
Dang. Thousands of migrants have descended on Yuma, Arizona, near the United States-Mexico border. It's the numbers of people trying to cross over the border in Yuma, Mexico, has increased 1,200%.
Oh, whoa.
From January.
Whoa.
So in the last 12 months, from January to December, 1,200% increase. Border Patrol arrested nearly 22,000 people in the month of October just trying to cross over the border illegally from Mexico into this one city, Yuma, Arizona. We're not even talking about the whole, the whole Southwest. And then obviously the corona pandemic has exacerbated economic problems around the world. It's exacerbated it in Central and South America, as well as in the West Indies. People who were previously middle class and had good living, made a good living, had businesses. Those businesses may have closed down. They may have lost their jobs. And out of desperation, they come and do these things because, people say, well, wait in line. Well, I wait in line for 20 years, I'll starve to death. So people do what they need to do. Just even what we saw like a month ago, the Haitians, right, that were living in South America, not even the ones who were not from Haiti, but living in South America, they were lined up and camped out in Del Rio, Texas. That was another example of the migratory flows, I guess is a good word, of people who are moving from places where they can't make a living to places where they think they can make a living. So it's a problem. It is a big, big problem. Now, Homeland Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas, meanwhile, has repeatedly cautioned migrants against journeying to the United States southern border. At a news conference last week, he said, "I cannot communicate this message too strongly, that individuals should not put their life savings in their hands of smuggling organizations that exploit their vulnerability. The border is not open." Yuma Mayor Douglas Nichols recently issued a local emergency to help the situation in his city. The Biden administration is expected to send more than 100 additional CBP agents to Yuma this week to provide additional assistance, according to Nichols, who has been in touch with the Department of Homeland Security. Brandon Judd, the president of the National Border Patrol Council, added that smugglers and cartels contribute to the greater number of migrants crossing along parts of the U.S. southern border. To assist the Border Patrol, Arizona's Department of Public Safety is patrolling a 75-mile stretch of desert along the border at the request of Republican Governor Doug Ducey. So big problems at the border, unfortunately, and it's just getting worse and worse because the pandemic doesn't seem to ever end.
Right.
And
until
this pandemic ends, people are going to suffer. They're going to suffer financially. They're going to suffer from lost economic output in any particular country. And obviously, if it's from a poorer country than a richer country, there's no cushion to fall back to.
Right.
This is interesting, though. Yesterday, the Biden administration released 1,000 previously classified documents relating to the 1963 assassination of President John F. Kennedy. And this was inspired, by the way, it was based on a law inspired by the 1992 movie by Oliver Stone, JFK. And all of these records were supposed to be released in 2017. Trump put a stop to it.
Oh, what? Why?
Yep, because he said it was classified and he's not doing it. So yesterday, the Biden administration finally released over 1,000 previously classified documents. They include documents from the CIA, documents from the FBI, the State Department, and other federal agencies. Among them is a report that the Kennedy assassin, you know who his name is? Lee Harvey Oswald.
Oh, Lee Harvey Oswald.
Yes, you remember now. That's Lee Harvey Oswald. He visited both the Cuban and Russian embassies in Mexico in search of a visa several months before JFK's killing. Now, according to the CIA, this is recently released documents that no one knew about before. Just before recently, another version of which was previously released. One of the people Oswald spoke to was the Soviet embassy's head counsel who had ties to the KGB's assassination department. The documents say that Oswald spoke to this KGB person with ties to the assassination department in efforts to get a visa to go to the Soviet Union. However, some of the tips investigators chased did not ultimately pan out. We don't know if Oswald actually even ever got a visa from the Soviet Union or from Cuba, but certainly months before the assassination of JFK, he was having conversations with very high officials from both countries.
Wow.
Among the leads disclosed in the filings was a report that Australians had received a tip in 1962 from a man who claimed he was a driver of Soviet diplomats that there was a plot to kill Kennedy.
Wow.
The documents were originally scheduled to be released earlier this year. President Biden issued an extension for the National Archives to produce the documents in October after the archivist, I think I got it the third time.
Okay.
The archivist.
Archivist.
Yeah, said their work had been slowed by the pandemic. Now, there's going to be another release of more documents December 15th. Nobody really knows, the thing with...
You mean yesterday? December 15th?
December 15th, yesterday.
Oh.
Yes. Oh, no, next year.
Next year,
okay.
Right.
I got to finish reading the sentence.
Yes.
December 15th of next year. So, many people, including Oliver Stone in that movie, they didn't believe that Lee Harvey Oswald acted alone.
Right.
There was another shooter, a second shooter, and then it was never really determined why Lee Harvey Oswald
did it
because Jack Ruby killed him. So he never really got a chance to talk.
Right.
And why did Jack Ruby kill him? We don't know. It's all still a bit of a mystery.
Right.
But obviously there was some connection to the Soviets and the Cubans. To what extent did they plan it? We don't know. We still don't know. And meanwhile, talking about connections between the Soviets and Americans, Donald Trump, the pumpkin, I mean, he treated Putin with kid gloves every time he met him.
Right.
I mean, nothing's come out, but I'm telling you that Putin's got something on him. All right, because, remember his first news conference with Putin, I asked Putin if they did anything to affect our election, and he said no, and I believe him. That was basically it, right?
Yes.
So meanwhile, a federal judge ruled, talking about the pumpkin. I went off a little bit, but the federal judge just ruled yesterday that the Treasury Department could disclose Donald Trump's tax returns to Congress.
We've been talking about these tax returns forever,
and it's going to continue to talk about it because Trump's going to appeal again.
Exactly.
All
so
right.
Why even? I don't get it.
And why they're looking at his tax returns? Because Trump claimed losses on his tax returns from his properties. He devalued the value of his properties to reduce his capital gains and his taxes. Yet when he went to refinance his properties, he increased the value of his properties to get more money and pull more money out of his properties. So somewhere there's a fraud.
Yep.
There's either a fraud because he made his properties less valuable in his taxes than they were, or there's a fraud in getting the mortgages in properties that he valued more than they were really worth. So Congress is trying to look at all of this, except Trump's not handing over his tax returns.
And he won't.
Now, following the decision, the House Ways and Means Chairman Richard Neal said in a statement that this ruling is not a surprise. The law is clearly on the committee's side. I am pleased that we're now one step closer to being able to conduct more thorough oversight of the IRS's mandatory presidential audit program. In his opinion, Judge McFadden, he was the judge who came down with this decision, said the president was wrong on the law, as there is a long line of Supreme Court cases requiring great deference to facially valid congressional inquiries. But he's going to appeal it. It'll go up to the Supreme Court again.
Right.
And then hopefully the Supreme Court does not punt it. And Fox News, they freaked out about their Christmas tree that got lit on fire. Did you see that?
Yeah.
The network's hosts and guests are hailing the incident as a great symbol of all that is wrong in New York City and all of the democratically controlled cities around the United States because their Christmas tree went up in flames. The 50-foot artificial tree, which was located just outside News Corp headquarters in Midtown Manhattan, it was set ablaze on purpose on Wednesday morning by a 49-year-old man, Craig Tamanaha. Maybe he don't like Fox News. Maybe he doesn't like what they have to say.
So it could be
Maybe it was a protest. Maybe he's just crazy.
Yeah.
Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Jill's saying in my ear he was crazy. It wasn't a protest. There's crazy people everywhere. All right? It doesn't mean, all right, you can't prevent crazy. Okay? You know how many crazy Republicans there are out there?
Right.
Meanwhile, Fox News, they're the ones going crazy over this. Steve Doocy, the co-host of Fox and Friends, lamented the fact that this guy, who now I'm told is crazy, Craig Tamanaha, is not considered. Why is he not considered a hate crime suspect?
What?
Given that such charges would bar him from making bail. They are arguing on Fox News that it is a hate crime to light up a Christmas tree, but it's not a hate crime, especially if he's crazy, because then he doesn't even know what he's doing.
Right.
He's just crazy, man. It's a lot of crazy people. Whether the Republicans are in control or the Democrats are in control.
It's always going to be crazy.
They're always going to be crazy. And according to a new study from the University of Hong Kong, the Omicron variant multiplies 70 times faster in your nose, which is why it's more transmittable than the Delta and the original, the wild. What do they call the original one? The wild one. The wild.
That's what they call it?
It's something like the wild, or the whatever they call the original one. There's an original one, which is something the wild or something. Then there's Delta. There's Lambda. There's Beta. They're up to O already. So there's at least...
They had all of those?
Well, they went from A to O. So the next one will be P. So A through O has been done. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K. About 15 different variants already.
Are you serious?
Yeah. So the Omicron one is 70 times faster, multiplies 70 times faster in the human bronchial tubes than the original infection or the Delta variant that everybody was very concerned about. The good news, if there is some good news, is that it doesn't seem to infect the lungs as significantly as Delta. Now, does that make it less lethal? We don't know. Because Delta was less transmittable, but infected your lungs.
Right.
Omicron, it seems like everyone's going to get it. So maybe because there's more people going to get it, some people are going to end up getting sick.
Yeah, but like I feel like it's not going to be as bad as the others because like I know somebody that went out over the weekend and like 6 people that they were all with just have it. Like it's just like a bunch of girls that have it, and that's just from
Have
seeing
you been
each
with
other.
this person?
No, I have not.
Okay.
No, they're not my friends.
Okay.
They're a friend
And
of a friend.
are they sick?
So, I mean, they're sick, but it's not as bad. And
Not
I
as
think
bad.
that's the Omicron because I think it's super easy to
transmit.
Yes, but it's scary though.
Were they vaccinated?
Yes, they were.
They were
and
all
then,
vaccinated.
And then they got their booster.
And they got
some
their
of them got
booster.
their booster. Mm-hmm.
Huh.
Yeah. It's scary. Scary out there. You guys got to be safe. Still wear your masks.
Yes. Meanwhile, Dr. Michael Chan Chi Wai, this study's principal investigator, says that by infecting many more people, a very infectious virus may cause more severe disease and death, even though the virus itself is less dangerous, just like what I said.
Yeah.
Wow. He said, taken together with our recent studies showing that the Omicron variant can partially escape immunity from vaccines and past infection, the overall threat from Omicron variant is likely to be significant. Huh. Let's just get wacky at this point.
Let's do it. Holiday edition.
We have some wacky news? Maybe?
Yes. For sure.
There's a play? There we go. I don't know if this first story is just wacky or just plain old dumb.
Oh gosh, what is it?
Yo.
What?
A Swedish city is plagued by having its straw goat that they make every year for the holiday season continuously burned down year after year. Apparently, this Swedish town, it's called Gävleblocken, located in Levely, in Sweden. They make a straw goat every year as part of their festive holiday season, and some vandal always burns it down.
Oh, that's not nice.
Yeah, they've been doing this since 1976.
Damn, that's big too.
And the straw goat has only survived 18 Christmases. So if they make this straw goat every year, and almost 50% of the time or more,
look at
that somebody's burning this thing down.
Why?
It's a huge, huge goat. Why don't I mean? It's like, that's insanity.
Right.
That's what we say. If you do the same thing over and over again, you build a straw goat every year. Someone comes and burns it down. What do you think is going to happen next year? They keep doing it. Why don't they just put some security out there?
Something.
Right? Get a couple of Swedish security guards.
Like a gate around it or something.
They have a gate around it. Apparently it didn't matter because you could just throw a lighter. But, but why don't you can do a couple of things. I'm just talking off the top of my head. Put security.
Yeah.
Put a gate. Yo had a good idea. Put flame retardant.
Right.
Okay.
Something.
Come on, Sweden.
Surprise.
Come on.
Surprise.
Even in 1976, it was hit by a car.
What?
Yes.
Maybe it's just not.
I don't know.
Maybe you shouldn't do it anymore.
It was burned down by an American tourist who thought it was a perfectly legal thing to do in 2001. 4 years later, in 2005, it was reported that it was set on fire by a flaming arrow from a long distance, fired by an arsonist dressed as Santa Claus.
Okay, I can't.
And his henchmen, a bunch of gingermen bread. I'm not shutting up. I'm telling you what it's here.
Are you serious?
Yeah, an arsonist with a flame-throwing bow and arrow dressed as Santa hit the straw goat from a long distance away. They couldn't prevent it. They had people around ready for him, and they just kind of stepped back and did it from a far distance.
At this point, it's probably tradition now. Like it should just always.
Well, that's what I'm saying. People are going to keep doing it.
Yeah.
They installed webcams in 2009, except they were taken offline by a cyber attack, and then the goat was burned down.
Oh my
people
gosh.
are going to people.
I can't.
This year, local media reported they had a smaller goat this time, alongside the larger goat. The smaller goat, I guess, is the child. That was introduced in '86, and the smaller goat has already been destroyed this year. We haven't even made it. We have not even made it to December 25th.
Right.
Responding to the news, it continues the story, Jonathan.
Oh, what?
Yes, there's more. Responding to the news, the official Glavbakken Twitter account. There's such a place. You want to go to Twitter and find out what's going on with the goat. Oh, little brother, it says, my heart feels heavy when I see that someone has attacked you. Leave us goats alone. It's wacky. Why do they keep making a goat?
That's.
Why do they keep doing that?
Look at that.
Why do they keep doing that? Which tweet should I look at? Which one?
It's a little girl saying no.
No.
Oh, this is in response to.
That was just leave our tweets alone. The little girl goes, "No, we will not leave your little goats alone." You see, people are just doing
mischievous.
it now. People are just doing,
Right.
Come on. Now, what do you think of this, Yo-Yo?
What's up?
A man in the UK has a very, at least according to him, childish fetish.
Okay.
He likes to build model railroads. And he was dating this woman, and he didn't want to tell this woman about his hobby because she would think that there's something wrong with him.
Right.
Why is this grown man building little railroads?
But it's pretty.
Simon George, he's 53 years old. He spent
detailed.
£250,000.
What?
And 8 years of his life on his 200-foot-long railroad project. He met his partner Marie 2 years ago, 6 years into his railroad project. He pretended he was renting an old mill to store and sell wine because he thought that sounded sexier than building a model railway. He kept up the act for 6 months until she visited the mill and discovered there was no wine in the basement. Instead, she discovered he was playing with a 61-meter-long replica of a train line, building it, painting it, set in the 1980s in Yorkshire, England. That's the place that he remembered from his childhood.
Wow.
Simon said, I met Marie about 2 years ago. When we started dating, I led her to believe I was a wine merchant, but then she found me out. But Marie has an art degree, so she appreciated the level of detail and work that went into it, and now we're engaged.
Oh.
He has set out to create the set because he was nostalgic for his childhood. I had happy memories. To get the details just right, Simon collected around 500 photos of the track area from 1983, and he built and painted and did it all. And you want to know what at the end? Marie liked it.
Yeah, look at them. That's probably them.
Yeah, reminds me of the movie The 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Now, the massive model railroad has been gone on display in Yorkshire at Wakefield's Market Hall until December 21st, and Simon hopes to tour it around the country next year.
Oh, see?
But
there you go.
But only after his honeymoon. 40-Year-Old Virgin. Remember that movie? He was playing with toys.
Yeah.
Right?
But this, I mean, it looks really cool, though. It's very detailed.
I don't know why he would be embarrassed about that.
Well, I mean, he probably has told, girls before, and they thought it wasn't sexy, so.
Well, do you think this is sexy, Yo-Yo?
Let's hear it.
More than 40 runners donned Santa hats and swimsuits to participate in Budapest's annual Santa Claus run.
Oh, I was supposed to do SantaCon this year.
Yeah, the annual event, also known as the Naked Santa Run, or the Santa Speedo Run, was canceled due to the pandemic in 2020, but it returned to the Hungarian capital this past Sunday.
Oh, look at that.
The run covered 2.2 miles, ended back at the gym. Kind of reminds me of the Cupid Run.
Cupid Run.
Right? Do we have any Cupid Run pictures? We in New York, we don't do a Santa Run.
Oh, what?
Yeah, we do Cupid Run on Valentine's Day.
Wait, hold on. I got a whole candy cane, a Santa hat, Rudolph.
What is this? Where are you here?
That's the Cupid Run, but they just put a candy cane.
Oh, is that what they did? I'm like, what is this outfit? What did you do?
I could have done it.
And we're talking about baubles, Jonathan.
Yes.
A Welsh woman who started collecting Christmas bauble ornaments in 1999 has now earned a Guinness World Record.
Cool.
Sylvia Pope, a Swansea resident, nicknamed Nana Baubles. Everyone calls her Nana Baubles.
Mm-hmm.
Told Guinness World Records her collection of Christmas baubles began after seeing someone else's festive decor. It was back in 1999. My son, who lived in Brighton, invited us to spend New Year's with him. I have an idea for a Guinness Book of World Records.
What?
Let's look up how many legal questions a lawyer answers in a certain amount of time. I bet you I can break that record. I bet you I could.
I'm sure, too.
Call Guinness.
We should.
I just thought of that. I mean, if they're counting baubles, right?
I'm sure
we could do a live show, and I could answer 10,000 immigration
Listen,
legal questions.
You should do it.
Right? Have the clock running.
Yeah.
Right?
Record it and then send it
the
in.
The clock starts running. All right? Ian, give me 7 hours.
Oh, my gosh.
Can you imagine?
No.
You keep asking me questions.
Oh.
You're like, Brad, I'm taking a break. No, we gotta do it. Meanwhile, it was back in 1999. This is how it all started, about the bauble collection.
Mm-hmm.
My son, who lived in Brighton, invited us to spend New Year's with him. We went to a friend's house for a drink, and when I walked in, they had the baubles on the ceiling. It was fantastic. I thought, oh my God, this is wonderful. They were all from all over the world, and I said, I'm going to try this. And as a result, she started collecting everything, and eventually got the name Nanny Baubles, called Guinness Book of World Records, and there you have it. Coincidentally, I started answering free legal questions in 1999 on the radio.
Wow.
That I have something in common with Nana Baubles.
There you go. It might be meant to be.
Maybe it's meant to be. And finally, Yo-Yo, an unsuspecting family in South Africa went and bought a Christmas tree only to find the most poisonous, venomous snake known to mankind slithering in the Christmas tree.
Oh, that's scary.
Yeah, CNN reported Rob and Marcella Wild. Quite interesting that this is the snake story, and their last name is Wild. They were in for a surprise. Rob Wild, I'm quoting Rob Wild, the cats were peering into the tree, and my wife said, there's probably a mouse in there somewhere.
Ooh.
I didn't know what it was at the time, but then I saw something pop out, and it looked like a snake, and I Googled what snakes are in our area, and it came up immediately as a boom slang. And I thought, holy Moses, this is the king of all poisonous snakes.
Oh, my God.
Now, I want you to know something.
That is creepy.
I want you to know something. If I saw that creepy boom slang in my living room, in my Christmas tree, the most poisonous snake in the world,
what would you do?
I would not be saying holy Moses. I would.
Look at it.
I would. Oh my God! I would get the F out of here.
Hell no.
Right?
Yes.
Right? There would be some curse words.
There would definitely be some curse words.
Right? Oh my God! That would freak me out. The South African National Biodiversity Institute describes the boom slang as a shy creature, but it'll bite and kill you.
Yeah, no.
If you just look at it the wrong way.
Oh, hey.
No. Now, some people believe if you walk past it in a tree, it's going to come down and bite you, but that rarely ever happens unless you try to attack it. Now, the Wild family called in a snake catcher by the name of Jerry Haynes, and Jerry safely removed the snake from their home, and Haynes told Rob and Marcella to keep their distance from the tree while they waited for him to arrive, but urged them to keep their eyes on that snake.
I was about to say, they better, because if the snake just slithers down...
You wouldn't know where he went to. Yeah.
Then we're moving. Pack up, kids.
Yeah, Haynes said, I thought it was one of my fellow snake catchers trying to catch me out and close down the photos after laughing. They won't be fooling me. Then my mobile rang, and it was Rob who sent the photos and promised me that they really did have a boom slang in their Christmas tree. It was no joke. That is no joke.
That is.
That is no joke. As Marcia McCullough says, I'm out through the door. Snake, no way.
Right. You and me both.
And I'm not saying holy Moses. I don't know anyone who would say holy Moses, there's a snake. I don't think that would be the first words out of my mouth, right? All right. It's TikTok time, Yo-Yo.
All right.
In this edition of TikTok time, I answer questions about a work permit, inadmissibility for a green card, a National Visa Center expedite, and a parent filing for a child. If you have a criminal record, the first thing you have to figure out is, are you admissible to the United States of America? Because if you are inadmissible to the United States of America, meaning your criminal record does not allow you entry into the U.S. or allow you to obtain a green card, then you're not getting a work permit. So let's figure out first what your criminal records are and work backwards. Any marijuana offense is inadmissible, which means you can't get a green card unless, of course, you have one possession less than 30 grams, then you can file a waiver. So it's a huge problem. I'm not the U.S. Embassy, so how would I know whether or not they would approve your expedite request? I don't even know what the psychological problems of your U.S. citizen spouse is. Be that as it may, I doubt it. Psychological issues, unless they are extraordinarily severe, would not likely count towards a request for an expedite. A parent who is a green card holder can file for an adult son or daughter as long as the son and daughter is unmarried. It takes about 5 to 7 years. They would be in the F2B category on a visa waiting list. Good luck. There we are. And by the way, I just checked the kitchen. You know what time it is?
It's time for meat and potatoes.
That's right. Let's do it. It's meat and potatoes time. We're gonna have J-Rod's Butler bringing us some meat and potatoes every day at 7:30, 7:15, 7:20 already. All right, let's go to Malad in Tucson, Arizona. Malad.
Hello?
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing good, sir. How about you?
Good, good. What can I do to help you today?
Yeah, I just want to say thank you for helping people with the immigration issues, and also Merry Christmas to everyone. Right?
Thank you.
I'm active military, and I have a pending, K1 visa, which is a fiancé visa. Yep. Is there any way that I can expedite my case since I have no family here in the U.S.?
I mean, you could always request an expedite, but you not having family in the United States isn't going to help much. Maybe being in the military, they would be a little more sympathetic to you, but you would need probably a better excuse than I'm just lonely and I'm waiting on my fiance. I have no family here.
So, do you have any, advice or recommendation? What should I write as a recommendation?
I don't know enough about you and your fiance. We could have an off-air conversation and try to figure something out. But you got to show more than I'm just a lonely guy and need my fiance here.
Yeah, and also I already talked to my command leadership that they are willing to help me to sign any documents that I need.
All right, so hold on one second. I don't have the answer off the top of my head, but hold on, we'll try to figure it out. All right, let's go to Kane in Indianapolis.
Hello.
Hi, how are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you very much for picking up my call.
My pleasure.
I have a question. So, 2019 July, I came in with a B2 visa. I also have C1D visa, but I did not use the C1D visa. By the time I came in, I also have employment letter. And then, when I came in, I just found out that I got pregnant and I did not join the ship, but I let them know that I'm not joining the ship. And by the way, I'm using my B2 visa, like I said.
You're talking way too fast. You're using your B2 visa to come off the ship or C1D one?
No. I have C1D visa, but I did not use it this time when I last entered.
You entered on the B2?
I entered on the B2 visa.
Okay, perfect. And you gave birth in the U.S.?
Yes, I gave birth in U.S. I applied for adjustment of status by myself. My I-130 is approved. But my 485, they denied it. They told me that I was giving this section 212. Under this, I'm not eligible. So
Why you're not eligible? Because they said you were a crewman?
They say I'm a crewman.
But you're not. But do you have an entry document on a B2?
Yes, I do.
Then they're wrong. It's not what your job is. It's what visa you entered on.
Yeah, but then right now, one of the lawyers that I tried to hire told me that my only option is to go back home and do the consular interview.
I would fight that one out. Hold on one second. All right, because you entered on a B2. You enter on a crewman's visa to join a ship or coming off a ship, then you are barred from adjusting. But the law doesn't say walking off a ship, you're barred from adjusting. Entering on a crewman's visa after walking off a ship, it's an and. Is barred from adjusting. So hold on one second. Let's go to Jasmine in the Bronx. Jasmine in the Bronx. Going once. Jasmine in the Bronx. Going twice.
Hey, answer. Hello?
How are you? I was talking very slow, hoping you'd get to me. What's going on?
Hi, we are so happy to watch your show, and we just want to say we love you.
Oh, thank you very much.
I have a question.
Yes.
How do you qualify for a Vowel?
Well, you have to prove three things. One, you are married to a resident or married to a U.S. citizen. Well, 4 things. Well, it's really 3 things. Married to a resident, married to a U.S. citizen, in a bona fide marriage. That's 1 and 1A. Okay?
Sure.
2, you're a person of good moral character. And 3, you suffered physical abuse, physical domestic abuse by your spouse, or you suffered continuous, extreme emotional abuse over a period of time.
Okay, that sounds good.
It's one or the other, or a combination of the 2.
Okay, great. So I'll make an appointment.
Okay, hold on. Let's go to Jody in Queens.
Hello?
Hi, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. How are you?
Good.
I just had a question regarding a situation that I'm in. So I got married to someone, he's from Jamaica. We've been together for 7 years now. He was detained by ICE last year in March, and then we got married so he could stay here. But now I started the divorce process. We're not together anymore. So I was wondering, is there a way that he could still put in his paperwork even though I started the divorce process?
Well, not through you, unless he's going to claim there's abuse. But if he gets divorced, there's no law that says you can't fall in love, fall out of love, and fall back in love with somebody else.
Right, that's what I thought, because we had a domestic issue, and he has a misdemeanor offense, and
if he has a domestic issue, if he was convicted of a domestic violence, an assault, domestic violence, he's not going to get a green card.
Oh, okay. Because I was wondering, because his immigration lawyer, who I also knew before we ended things, her office called me like about a week ago and asked me about like some more paperwork for him to finish the process, and I reminded them that we're not together anymore. So to me, it seemed like he was still trying to like put in his paper.
Obviously, he was.
I'm just like, how could he still do that?
He would only be able to do it, claim he was abused, but I don't know how he's going to be able to claim he was abused when he was convicted of a domestic violence. And even if he has, I'm not saying you did anything, but let's take the worst case scenario. He has very specific evidence that you physically abused him. He was abusing you, you were abusing him. But ultimately, he was found guilty of domestic violence, which A, is inadmissible, and B, I don't know how you can prove good moral character.
Right, because the last time he had court, they came to an agreement that he was going to get a deal where it doesn't go on his record because he would get deported, but we still have a restraining order against each other.
Okay, so maybe he wasn't found guilty of something then.
Oh, okay.
So that's what it sounds like. It sounds like there's some sort of restraining order or stay away order, that he can't get near you. But it sounds like he went through probably a diversionary program where he did some sort of sentence but wasn't found guilty of anything. That's a different situation because now he doesn't have any conviction.
Oh, okay. And also, could he file for abandonment?
No,
or is
there's no such thing.
Put in your paperwork.
There's no such thing. It's one of the biggest fallacies you hear all of the time. People always come and say, I want to file for abandonment. There is no such thing as filing for abandonment. When you get married to a U.S. citizen, you either prove you're in a bona fide marriage with that U.S. citizen, you prove that there was domestic violence, you're a person of good moral character, and it was a real marriage, or you get divorced and find another way. Abandonment only comes into play when you get the 2-year green card. And now you have a 2-year green card and you want to go from year 2 to year 10, you can claim abandonment and get a divorce from your spouse. That would be a way to go from 2 to 10. But from 0 to 2, there's no such thing as abandonment.
Okay. And also, he had an immigration court case from the time that he was detained by ICE because it's been postponed for over a year because of COVID from till now. And him and his lawyer told the judge that we're still married and we just haven't gotten time to work on things because the judge...
if you want to, you can write the judge and say, I'm getting a divorce and he was arrested for domestic violence, which I'm sure the judge will know anyway, but you can certainly write them.
Right, because they let the judge know that we're still working on things when that's not even true.
So then I would write a letter to the judge and say, I'm withdrawing my application. My husband was arrested for domestic violence. I mean, you have the right to do that.
Right. I don't know how to get a letter to the judge though, because every time I call about, I know his alien number, but every time I try to call to see who I should send the divorce paper to and the letter to, it's such a hard process.
All right. So what you do is you dial this telephone number. I'm serious. I'm not even joking. Okay. 1-800.
Yes.
898-7180. That is the telephone number for the Executive Office of Immigration Review. Follow 1-800-898-7180. You dial that number, follow the prompts. Eventually, the prompts will get you to enter in this alien registration number. And then it will say I think it'll say press 1 for your next hearing. And it'll say your husband's name, because it's a public record, and press 1 for his next hearing. And it will say your next hearing is at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 Main Street, or wherever the court is. That's where you write. So you write a letter. Dear Judge, this number, this alien registration number, my ex-spouse has a court hearing in your courthouse, and maybe there's multiple judges, but they'll get it to the right one, on XYZ date. I want to withdraw. He was arrested. Blah, 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 whatever you want to say.
Okay, because I realized that the judge is still trying to lie to save him, even though she knows that we're getting a divorce.
Well, lawyers are the lawyer's on the side of your husband.
Wait, can you say that again?
I said, sounds like the lawyer's on the side of your husband. So the lawyer's doing what the lawyer believes is best for your husband.
Right, that's true.
Okay, that's what lawyers do. They get paid by somebody. They do what's best for them.
But what's the point of lying to the judge if
the lawyer can't lie to the judge. The lawyer has to tell the truth. So that I don't know. I can't comment on that. But a lawyer has to represent their client zealously. So, for example, you're not my client, but you call me. I tell you what to do. If it was the other way around and your husband called me, I would be giving completely different advice to him. Just you called first. That's all.
Okay, and also, if there is a warrant for somebody, right? Because there were 2 warrants for him. What happens with that? Does that go on his record or no after he gets taken in?
No, it's always there. They will see there was a warrant, that he was arrested, that ultimately the charges were dismissed, and he went through some diversionary program. That's what it sounds like to me.
Okay, all right then.
All right?
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay. All right, let's go to Tunji. Tunji, how are you?
Hey, Uncle Brad.
How you doing?
Hi, I'm good.
What's going on?
How are you?
Great.
Yo-Yo?
Yo-Yo's still great, too.
What's up?
Good.
You hear him in the background. Okay.
Yeah, thank you for doing the great job. So, I have a question regarding my mom's interview. The last time, the email I received from the NVC says my document. She said, I think it says documentarily approved or accepted, something like that. Mm-hmm. So my question is it possible to expedite interview?
Well, this is the problem. This is the problem. No, not because you're in school. But this is the problem that everybody has who's going through the immigration process right now. Okay? Immigration is enormously backlogged. They're enormously backlogged for 3 reasons. 1, there's an enormous amount of work. 2, immigration has been open and closed during this whole entire pandemic. And then when they're open, a lot of people are working from home. You don't get the same amount of work from them working from home than working in an office. Embassies around the world have been open and closed depending on what's going on in their particular country about the pandemic. And on top of it, immigration's dealing with a loss of 70% of their staff because Trump decimated the entire immigration service as well as the Department of State. So when you have a pandemic and a decimation of employees, everybody is backed up. Okay? So, they can't take everybody's expedite request, but by all means, I suggest to everybody you should expedite. Nothing bad will happen. The worst they'll say is no. But, you have to have, You have to have a good reason.
Yeah, because right now
let me put it to you this way, okay?
Okay.
This is what passes muster to even think that maybe an expedite request could work, okay?
Okay.
You ever see the movie The Titanic? Everybody's seen the movie, right? Okay.
Yeah,
at the end, Kate Winslet is on the thing, and she's crying, Leo, oh, he's drowning, he's dying, oh, blah, 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 blah. Okay, and then they're playing the music, no, everybody's crying. Okay, you got to get to that moment. Because these people, the people see, you got to get to that Titanic moment. My life is coming to an end. I'm drowning. Music is playing. Okay, because people in immigration, they don't know you. They don't know anything about you. They just read what they see in the paper. And if you're not going to move them emotionally and say this is a real serious issue, then they're gonna be, come on, give me a break. Oh, you're in school, give me a break. You're a lonely guy, give me a break. So you gotta play the violins, move their emotions.
Yeah.
I don't have the answer for you. I don't know what it is. Okay, I'm just telling you what needs to happen. What you should write, what you should say. Who knows? I don't know.
Yeah, I got it. I got it.
Right.
Thank you. So another question is, I got I think 3 or 4 days ago, from immigration website, I saw something like they are going to waive interview for some certain.
They may because they're so backed up.
I just want to be clear about that.
They're so backed up they may waive interviews. That's true. You'll see.
Oh, okay. Okay.
All right. Good luck. And by the way, thank you, Jessica Leamy. I didn't remember what Leo's name was in Titanic. It was Jack.
It was Jack.
Jack!
I always talk about that.
Jack!
That was real trifling, that ending.
And that trifling was very...
The ending was very trifling.
It was very trifling.
Because they could have switched off and on off that thing.
Yeah. There was just actually something where I think Leonardo DiCaprio was interviewed recently, and he's like, wasn't there a way that you could have survived?
Yes.
And he says yes. He says he looks back and he could have
been in the water for some time.
Right.
He could be in the water. They could switch off. Don't be a Jack, guys.
Yeah.
Or don't be a Rose.
Well, but you got to play the music though.
Yeah, you got to play the music. That was a good.
Yeah, but it's it's the best way to explain it.
Yeah.
All right, let's go to Jazz in Hempstead.
Hi, how you doing?
Hi, Jazz.
How you doing? Yeah. So I got some unique case. So I came to U.S. in 2018 with B1 visa. Then after 6 months, I applied to F1 visa. The status for student status. But because of some financial problems, I just dropped school. So actually, I came to California and I moved after that. After I dropped school to New York. So this year I got married, and then I sent my papers to the government 130 and 485, and then I even requested 131, which is a travel.
Is there a question in
here? Yeah.
Is there a question in here?
So my question is, right now I got my interview, but I got a notice of removal recently to my address to the California. So they said I have a court that's written that I have a court on April 11th, 2022, and I have my marriage interview in 3 weeks in New York. Mm-hmm. So I don't understand how the situation is going to go. Am I going to get green card or not? Because
you will eventually get a green card, but you're not going to get a green card in 3 weeks because you're now in removal. Immigration's going to interview you on the I-130. They're going to have to prove that you're in a bona fide marriage with your spouse. They're going to, I presume, approve the I-130 after you prove that it's a bona fide marriage with your spouse. They're going to administratively close your adjustment. Administrative closure means they're not making any decision on your case. Just going to collect dust now. So you have an approved visa petition, you're in a bona fide marriage, your adjustment is administratively closed, it's collecting dust. You then have to go out to court in California, or if you're smart, make a motion to, you can make a motion, which maybe you should, to change venue to New York. The only thing with changing venue to New York is it delays your case. So maybe it's not, now I'm thinking maybe it's not so smart because you want to finish your case up. So maybe you're smarter. Exactly. But so maybe you're smarter then. Don't change venue. Go out, fly out to California, okay, and you bring evidence that here's my approved I-130. My adjustment is administratively closed, and the judge will do one of two things. Either the judge will say, all right, I'm going to put it down for an individual hearing, and I'm going to adjust your status, and this is when I want you to come back. And then the case, your adjustment will be transferred from the local office in New York to the court in California for the judge to adjust your status. Or alternatively, the judge will say, I am terminating your removal. You obviously have an approved I-130. You filed this I-130 and adjustment well before you were put in removal. So I really have nothing here for you. So we're going to terminate your deportation. Go back to New York. Write them a letter. Here's my ruling that says you're out of deportation. Then USCIS locally in New York will administratively reopen your case and call you back for another interview to adjudicate the adjustment. One or the other. So my answer to you is you will not get it in April, but eventually you will.
All right, I got it. Thank you. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. Good luck.
Thank you.
All right, let's go to Cheaton. Cheaton.
Yeah, hi, Brad. How are
you?
I'm good. Thank you. I had a question. My friend recently, they got married 2 years back, but the spouse and him, they live separately because he works at one state and then she lives in other state. So what documents they need to prove that their marriage is bona fide?
Well, if you're living one state and the spouse lives in another state, to prove a bona fide marriage, let me take a step back. To prove a bona fide marriage, you got to prove you live together and have a financial relationship. So if they don't live together, you're already taking a step backwards. So certainly, you're going to want to prove your financial relationship and prove that you visit and see each other very often. That still may not be enough to prove it's a bona fide marriage. This is my life. I'm not saying your life. I'm saying this was my life. To me, the most important thing in the world, if I have an immigration issue, is getting my green card. That to me would be more important than a job, where I live, what I do for a living. To me, the most important thing in the world, in the short term and for my long-term prosperity, is get a green card. So to me, I would never do anything that would reduce my chances of getting a green card. So it's called sacrifice. So to me, I would figure out a way that the two of them live together, or the two of you live together. And if that means quitting a job and moving to another state, that to me is more important than a paycheck or what you do for a living. Because no sense in having a great job if ultimately you don't get a green card, you lose your job and get deported.
Yeah, but what if the spouse is in the army? Will that help? If she was...
if the spouse is in the army, well, then obviously you can't, if there's not an ability to live on the army base together, then certainly, yes, you can be apart, but quite frankly, immigration is going to want to see you're near them, or you're living on the base with them. There's ways to do it.
True. And they travel almost every month. They have the flight tickets. My
answer is financial. Have a strong financial commingling of your funds and prove you visit each other often. But is that enough to prove a bona fide marriage? It may or may not be.
Okay, cool. Okay. Thank you, Brad. Thank you. Yep.
Let's go to Zola in Newark. Hi, Zola.
Hi, how are you, Brian?
How are you?
Good. I have two questions. I think one of my questions you just answered right now. I live in Maryland with my wife, but I work in New Jersey. So can that affect my green card?
You live in Maryland with your wife, but work in New Jersey?
Yeah.
So this is a similar situation than the last call, where you're not together all the time, right?
Yeah, we always together all the weekend.
You go every weekend. You go home.
Yes.
Okay, and you're applying for your green card? What do you do?
I work for 4 days, and I stay home for 3 days in a week.
You work for what?
4 days. I work 4 days in a week. Yeah.
All right, that doesn't sound so terrible then.
Okay.
That doesn't sound so
Okay.
terrible, and as long as you have strong financial documentation to show
Okay.
that you commingle your funds and you're jointly responsible for the debts of your marriage and you're home 3 nights a week, that doesn't sound so terrible. That sounds like a bona fide marriage to me.
All right.
All right.
All right. So I have another question. Is that I have somebody who's been in this country for 3 years. Can the person still file for asylum?
No, you have to file for asylum within your first year of entry, unless unless there's a circumstances in that particular country that has changed, the politics has changed, or the threat level has changed. That threat level of politics was different when he first or she first entered. But the general rule is you have to file within 1 year.
All right. Thank you very much.
All right. Let's go to, you're welcome. Let's go to John in Atlanta.
Hey, man, how are you doing?
Good, how are you?
So, a couple of days ago, my brother and I got into a fight, and then he decided to call the cops, right? And when the cops pulled up, they were like, you guys can, just fix this between yourselves, or go to the jail. And then he was like, I want to go to jail. And I'm like,
wait. You got into a fight. Wait. Go back. You got into a fight with your brother. The cops said either make up with your brother or go to jail, and you said, I'm going to jail?
He said I want to go to jail and fix this by the law. He basically pulled charges against me. And the thing is, we both have charges against each other because we both.
I see. So you got into a fight, and it was either if you either bring charges against each other or just walk away.
Yes.
Right. All right. Well, that was silly on both your parts. You should have walked away.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. But he just did some stupid shit, and then my residency situation is I'm a permanent resident. I'm a green card holder.
Right.
And right now I'm worried about getting deported. Do you think this is going to cause me to get deported? And the injuries are so minor.
What are you being charged with? A misdemeanor or a felony?
A simple battery, family violence. I don't know what that is.
Okay. Probably not. It depends what you're found guilty of, if anything. But it sounds like either it's going to be... When did you get your green card?
2 years ago.
Were you living in the United States before then?
I used to live in Iran.
You used to live where?
Iran.
Iran. Okay. Well, first of all, you can't get deported back to Iran, first of all. Okay, because the United States doesn't have any relationship with Iran to deport you back to. So unless you're a citizen of another country, you're not going anywhere. Number two.
All right, man.
All right. Number two. It sounds like to me that this is very petty, and if it's your first offense and you have a good criminal defense attorney, it should turn into a petty offense or maybe even an outright dismissal.
Okay. Yeah, because we were released under pre-trial, and the judge gave us signature bond, and the signs are good. So I'm just making sure.
Yeah. But before your lawyer says for you to plead guilty to anything, call me back.
Sorry, what?
I said if your lawyer says you should plead guilty to something, before you do that, call me back.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. All right. And by the way, if you didn't get your immigration questions asked and answered, guess what? I'm back on Instagram, yo. You can follow me on @RealBradBernstein. If you follow me on @RealBradBernstein, you could drop me a DM, and I'll be happy to try to answer your question as best as I can. You could also follow us at Brad Show Live on Instagram. You don't like 2 hours of our show? Most people do, but if you don't, you like 30 seconds, 45 seconds, the place to go is Instagram at Brad Show Live for the best highlights of our show. And of course, and by the way, also, not only the best highlights of our show, but all of our announcements, when we'll be coming on, when we're off, so you know exactly when we're on and when we're off. Follow us at Brad Show Live on Instagram. Also, you can also get your immigration questions and a personalized video from me if you follow me on TikTok at Brad Show Live. Follow us at Brad Show Live on TikTok, not just me, but the entire, following everybody, part of the whole crew. On TikTok at Brad Show Live, you can ask your question, and I may very well pick it to give you a video answer. And Yo-Yo.
And you guys can follow me at Jonathan Elias TV on Instagram. And by the way, we have breaking news.
What?
It's not good news.
What's the breaking news?
Senate parliamentarian rejects latest immigration proposal in reconciliation bill. So the Plan C has been rejected. But we knew that.
I could have told you that was going to happen.
We knew that, but it came before Christmas.
Damn it. That's a nice Christmas present from that parliamentarian.
Right, but I knew she was.
I knew that was going to happen.
I said that. It's the same thing.
But it's the same thing. We talked about it.
Damn.
Well, it's possible the Democrats may circumvent and not listen to her. They don't have to.
Well, that's what the plan is, right?
Yeah, that's Plan D. It's just do it anyway.
Just do it anyway.
Just do it anyway.
And it felt like that was already going to be the plan.
But it's Manchin.
Yeah,
but again, you know what?
Oh yeah, Manchin. We have to.
Yeah, but you know what? Politics is the art of compromise. Yeah. They'll give him something that he wants. Mm-hmm. You give me something that I want. I give you a little sugar. You give me a little sugar. That's how it works in every relationship.
Back, you rub my back.
That's right. Yeah. So who knows? We'll find out.
It's all on Manchin now.
It's all on Manchin now, right? We'll find out.
Sorry, guys, but we're breaking news. We got to do it.
Well, you ruined my day now.
Oh, I'm sorry.
You ruined my day. Damn it.
Oh no.
By the way, later in the show, we'll be celebrating our holiday season with a compilation of the many festivities, we've enjoyed together through the years. Yo.
Yes, and we've been speaking to people about the number one change they would like to see in U.S. immigration reform. So please check out what we got for you guys and let us know what you would like to see also in the comments.
What is the number one change you want to see in U.S. immigration reform?
Well, I think we have a big problem with, so many undocumented people that do not have the means to prosper because of the fact that they don't have that avenue to be fully part of this country. So being able to have them get status, just like I had through the DACA program, thanks to President Obama, I think that would be really important for all of those people to have that opportunity. And then you can be selective on who you bring and who you want to be part of this nation, but you have to face the problem that you have in your hands, which is, many millions of people without status, and converting them to residents and citizens eventually would be, I think, what would get this country in the right direction as far as immigration goes.
For it to be easier for people in immigration, since it's hard for everybody. So it should be much easier since they're moving here for a better community and better change. So it should be easier for them.
All right, let's do our social media check-in. Jonathan has been scouring Facebook and scouring YouTube for the best issues,
that means I have to put on my hat
and
for
answers.
This.
All right, Ian, let's do it.
Yeah. So I can feel a little smart. All right. There we go.
All right.
Now I feel smart.
Let's do it.
Let's bring the cheer back up.
How do I look in my hat? Stupid,
actually,
right?
amazing.
Really? You look handsome.
Look at you.
Well,
hubba.
Wow. Look at me. Look at me.
I love it.
Yeah. Ho, ho, ho.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah,
some fantasies that you're,
Ho, ho, ho.
That you're fulfilling.
I don't know if I'm fulfilling any fantasies, but I'm just a fat white guy saying ho ho ho.
No.
Ho ho ho.
All right, guys. Let's get into it. All right, live questions. Now, our first one is Facebook VIP member Lisa Adesola Adederi. Saying, what can be done after 67 days for an expedited marriage case with a U.S. spouse? The foreign spouse is in Nigeria. Everyone's documentary qualified.
So she wants to expedite it?
Yes. Because it's after 67 days for an expedited marriage case.
So she's already expedited it?
Yeah.
And they still haven't scheduled?
Right.
Someone needs to contact the U.S. Embassy in Nigeria. It's not contact your congressman. It's not contact the National Visa Center. It is literally pick up the phone, say, hello, Nigeria. Where is my appointment? This is supposed to be an expedite.
Okay, and the second one has 3 parts in this question. So, as if Khan, a Facebook VIP member, what are in the F3 categories am I we're in the F3 category, and my wife is getting a joint adjustment of status only for herself because the sponsor cannot provide the adjustment of status for the whole family. So first question, will it be a problem for the rest of the family to immigrate in 2 to 3 years, as the I-864 form indicated only one person had been sponsored and our names were not mentioned in the form?
No, that you should be able to follow to join. She should be having your names in her visa applications at the U.S. Embassy. It's not the I-824.
Okay, and how long will it take to reinstate this case? The father, who is a U.S. citizen, died in 2016, and now the substitute sponsor is the mother, who's a permanent resident.
Well, you have to file a humanitarian waiver. It takes over a year. And
how long will the entire case take to schedule my interview in the new city of Islamabad, Pakistan?
Islamabad.
The petition was filed and approved in December 2011.
Well, once it's reinstated, Islamabad is like a black hole. They were slow even before COVID.
Right.
So
I remember
it's going to be a long time, unfortunately.
All right, Annalie Parker, a Facebook VIP member. Oh.
Why don't you put it on the other side, because your mic is on that side.
Yeah, Brad, yours looks really good compared to mine. Okay.
Because I wear this all the time.
And it was made for you. It says Brad.
This was made for me, and I have a Santa hat fetish. So I always wear my Santa hat whenever I have an opportunity.
Did not know about this.
I always do.
Wow.
Yes. All right, continue.
Okay. All right, Annalie.
By the way, I do not have a Santa hat fetish. This was just from yesterday's hump day.
Right.
I think you are.
Yeah, I remember.
I just want to make it clear, by the way.
Public service announcement.
Public service announcement. I do not have a Christmas tree in my bedroom.
In your bedroom. All right, Annalie Parker, Facebook VIP member. My 25-year-old cousin and her 4-year-old son were recently denied a F1, F2 visa. The college told her to try again because classes begin in January. However, she thinks it's too late. Do you think she should try again? By the way, the embassy said she did not have any ties to her country, but her dad recently died, leaving her a house. What other ties would she need?
I would push back your acceptance for another semester and then try again in 6-9 months.
Nardane Makeup on YouTube. If filing was done in 2015 for a married child in Jamaica and it's still not processed, is it still within the processing time? If it's past time, what can be done now?
Wait, what?
So if filing was done in 2015 for a married child in Jamaica and it's
still not past processing time, because the priority dates are like 2008, 2009. So whether it gets approved today or in 3 years from now, you're getting the green card on the same time. Just relax.
Okay, Mira Chick on YouTube. I filed Form I-730 for my son in 2019. Have not heard anything from USCIS. So what should I do?
She filed for who?
Her son.
Is she a resident or citizen? How old is her son? I don't know what category it's in, but you can start by writing a letter to follow up.
Cecilia Brown on YouTube. I'm doing a Vowel case. I received my employment authorization document this month. I have 2 children in Jamaica. At what point will they be able to come to the U.S. and how much longer before I can receive they can receive a green card?
You have to get your green card first, then do an I-824 to transfer your file to the National Visa Center for your children to follow to join. From the time you get your green card and do the I-824, it's over a year, less than 2 years.
Okay, Robert W. on YouTube. Will Build Back Better Act help me if I was approved to I-140 6 months ago and now I'm waiting for an I-601 case, but it looks like it's going to take a long time to get approved?
Right now, there's no plan A, B, or C. We don't know what plan D will be. We don't know.
TK Prolone on YouTube. I filed for a removal condition for a 2-year green card, but they sent me 2 notices saying to wait more than a year. What do you think is the problem?
COVID, less staff, Donald Trump firing 70% of USCIS officials. It's taking 2 years now.
Tarbo27 on YouTube. I have an I-30 F3 all countries filed in June 2010 and approved in December 2013. What's the possibility that my priority date will turn current? And how can the...
You have about 2 more years.
Yeah. Okay. I did IP. David on YouTube. I've gone for interviews twice, but I got an email for another biometric test again, which I did. Is the new is it biometrics? Barmedics?
Biometrics.
No, he says barmetics, so I'm thinking he's saying biometrics.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay, is the new biometrics
sounds like
for
an
the green
exercise.
card? Huh?
Biometrics sounds like an exercise.
Right. I was like, I've not heard that, but
No,
it's
it's
how you say it.
biometrics.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
So they went
Just go.
twice.
Don't
keep on
look
going.
into. Keep going. Don't look into why they ask. Just do it.
Shakira Menzi on Facebook. What happens after my 180 days work authorization expires? The extension expires without me receiving the new card. What could be done?
Get a letter from your boss that he or she's gonna fire you and request an expedite.
Mohammed on Facebook. I have a F3 all countries filed.
We did that one.
We did this one. Janet White on YouTube. My fingerprints were done July 2021. And they still haven't been applied to the 601A waiver case online. Is this a normal delay these days for fingerprints to be applied?
Yes.
Pankit K. Patel on YouTube. My I-130 transferred from Nebraska to Potomac in January 2020. I'm still waiting for approval. Can you please help?
Who's sponsoring you?
And last one, Alicia Prendergast on Facebook. Can someone get a green card because their U.S. child is critically ill?
No.
All
right. So there are 9 days until Christmas and 10 until Kwanzaa.
Fast.
And Hanukkah has already happened.
Yeah.
So today, in honor of the holiday season, we thought it would be fun to take a look back at the many holiday festivities we have celebrated here on Brad Show Live. Let's watch. There it is, the Brad Santa hat. And they even gave us sorrel that is served in Jamaica during Christmas time. Helps with cholesterol and blood pressure as well. I have not drank it yet. Is there like rum in this or something? Oh boy, it cleared up my sizes.
So we're at the Turnstile Holiday Market now. That's what it's called. I want you to tell me about your kiosk and what you're selling.
We're here at Whoops, macaroons and cookies. We sell macaroons and cookies. We also sell other pastries like alfajors, waffles, and tea also.
I want to know, what is your immigration story?
I'm first generation. My parents came here. My mother came when she was 16. She did build herself up. She built a home in her home country, and now I have somewhere to go every summer, and I call it home. And like I said, I'm not an immigrant, but I definitely feel the struggle, knowing that my parents are it, my friends. But it's really nice to know that I will be starting a new generation. Like, my kids won't have to go through that.
Well, first of all, I want to say I love your energy. It's just coming out of you.
How can you not? It's holiday season.
Yes, what are you here selling? Can you please tell me about the product?
So we sell a variety of all natural skincare as well as handmade jewelry. Everything is 100% natural, so we use a lot of oils, like if you're familiar to jojoba oil, almond oil, argan oil, which are all great for the skin, hair, body. And then we do use shea butter, if you're familiar to shea butter.
I love me some shea butter, especially in the cold. So what's your immigration story?
I came here as a student 4.5 years ago, and then I met my husband today about just a month in here. So we got married about a year ago. So it's immigration through a green card through marriage kind of situation. Well, I'm still in the process, so I'm waiting for my interview. Hey, I'm not the only one.
Listen, and you got this.
I had actually like a freak out situation this summer where I missed Swedish summer. I always go home during the summer, and I was planning on going home in June. I was waiting for my advance parole and my combo card basically, and it came about 3 months later than I expected. So I missed Swedish summer, and I was so frustrated about that. You're alone through the process in a way.
Hey, Alex, how you doing today?
I'm great.
Can you tell me about the Russian dumplings? I've never had one. So what's in it and what's it taste like?
So traditional food in Russia. We eat dumplings with meat, with vegetables. You can buy here dumplings with beef, chicken, pork, potato and mushroom, and cabbage.
I want to know, what's your immigration story?
Oh, I won the green card lottery.
Oh,
yeah,
really?
Yeah.
Congrats.
Yeah, thank you.
And you are obviously from?
I'm from Russia, from Moscow. I'm in the United States. and now my life connects with America.
How you doing today?
I'm great, actually. It's holiday season. We are here meeting many people, including you guys, so it's all good, yeah?
Oh, thank you. Are you guys just here during the holiday season?
Yes, actually, the company Latkes is only here during this holidays, usually the holiday season, because we're a wholesaler. We distribute to over 50 stores. Latkes Designs is a fair trade company that I started 7 years ago, working with women in Uganda and Kenya. So my goal was to empower and create jobs. So I used the skills that the women already have, and they create beautiful products. And I said, hey, why not work with these women, improve the quality, and give them a bigger way to sell to the world, especially the United States. Part of our goal is to work with orphans and vulnerable children. So we have a non-profit on the side that we work with. So we are feeding two hands. One feeds one side and another one works with the other.
Today, we're going to be testing you on your knowledge of holiday trivia. When you're playing the traditional Hanukkah game of dreidel and you land on the Hebrew letter Hey, H-E-Y, what happens? Both of you guys are wrong. The correct answer is B. You win half the game pieces. So a dreidel is a four-sided spinning top. On each side is a letter from the Hebrew alphabet. So the players begin the game with an equal number of game pieces, such as pennies, nuts, candy, whatever have you. So none, N-U-N, means the player does nothing. Gimel means the player gets everything in the pot. Shin means the player must put into the pot. And hey, like I said, means that the player gets half of the pot. All right? Hey, hey, hey.
It's Hanukkah, which is a really joyous festival that comes once a year. The kind of basic story is a long time ago, in ancient Judea, there was this king named Antiochus. He was like a Hellenistic king, and he basically tried to take over and tell the Jews, they weren't really called Jews at the time, that they couldn't practice their religion anymore, so they either had to convert or be killed. Not cool. So the story is there was this sort of scrappy band of kind of like warriors called the Maccabees, and they fought back, but they were definitely the underdog. And Antiochus's armies destroyed the ancient temple in Jerusalem and knocked over all the menorah. And so the Maccabees won. And when they went into the temple to kind of rededicate it and clean up the mess, they found just enough oil to last for one night. But the miracle, the story of Hanukkah, is that oil lasted for 8 nights. And it's also why we fry foods, because of the oil. Yeah, because they didn't have candles, like beeswax candles like we use. They had olive oil and wicks. Yeah. So one of my favorite expressions, the one I grew up eating, is fried potato latkes, which are essentially grated potatoes with egg and flour or matzah meal, grated onion, so it's got a lot of good flavor, and then you put that all together and fry it in a pan, and kind of hard to argue with that. And you have apples to make the applesauce, which is one of the common toppings for potato latkes.
So we're gonna try.
Here, I'll help you.
This one, I really want to do this applesauce one because
I hope it expands your horizons of yumminess.
Wow.
Pretty good?
It's actually amazing.
You know what? The way I think about it is if you go to a diner and you have hash browns and you have maple syrup on your sausage or whatever and some drips over. Yeah. And it's like that sweet crunchy potato thing. It's kind of the same idea.
Wow. I definitely want to try this curry one.
Yeah, I would do that one. Yeah, maybe the sour cream. Okay. I love its color. It's bright orange. It looks like the sunset.
And it tastes like it too.
Yay.
Oh. Well, welcome back, guys. Brad, did you want some?
You let me one bite.
You left me one bite.
Which
country started the tradition of Christmas trees and decorations? Ding, ding, ding! Sydney is correct. It is A. So the modern Christmas tree tradition is thought to have originated in 16th century Germany, where small evergreen trees were decorated with such items like candles, apples, nuts, and berries. So the tradition spread across Europe and was brought to America by German immigrants in 18th and 19th century. Who would have known?
Hello, everybody. I'm at Clinton Atlantic Trees today. I'm going to surprise Brad and everybody at the office, the Branch of Life team. I did it! I got the Christmas tree back to the office! This is it! It's beautiful! Groundhog Sam's first Christmas tree! Of course! The star of my life is the star at the top of the tree. Brad.
The Dyker Heights phenomenon started in the 1980s when a very strong-willed Italian woman named Lucy Spada moved here from Bensonhurst. She wanted to continue the tradition that her mom did in Bensonhurst, and she decorated here in this quiet neighborhood. The neighbors weren't too happy about it, so they knocked on her door and complained, and her response to them was, "You don't like it, move." But now you could see homeowner after homeowner has really jumped in on the act, and you could see, we call it Dyker Lights. Since the 1980s, I mean, we've been coming here. Any Brooklynite, they would come here for the lights. It really has become quite a phenomenon, and it's part of this whole Italian-American tradition of decorating for the holidays, Christmas being the most holy holiday other than, or as well as Easter, I should say. So you'll see a lot of nativities here, and it really is a tradition that we've just absolutely loved since the 1980s.
It all started when I was a kid in Bensonhurst. I mean, I didn't start it, my mother did. I just started it over here. My mother comes from Naples. My father comes from Sicily. I noticed it's something she would like. I know she liked it, so maybe it's just like putting a light on her memory.
I started back in 34 years ago, and actually I was the first one started heavy as I'm been doing now, and everybody else after that started up. So I'm a little kid since 8-9 years old. I made my first Christmas tree, and then I came here and I started back in 74, and then I started this house back in 1982. The train right there, that took me 2.5 weeks to make. So every year is getting more and more and more. Right now I have over 300,000 lights outside, and then I had over 30,000 inside.
I really love this tree. It's really nice, but I feel like something's missing. I know what's missing. There's no ornament that represents my ilk. There's gotta be a groundhog ornament somewhere around. I mean, I'm looking everywhere, and they've got every type of animal you could see. What is this? This is a raccoon! They even have raccoons! They should have a groundhog. Oh my God, they've even got a squirrel! Squirrels, like my friends the squirrels in the park? This is untenable! What is this? It's a beaver? How do they have a beaver but not a groundhog? I'm just gonna look online. Perfect, this is perfect. Oh my gosh, and I can get it by the next day. This is perfect. Now this is perfect with a groundhog ornament and Brad's face as the star of the tree. Nothing better than this.
The holiday of Kwanzaa was introduced in which year? Ding, ding, ding! You both are correct! Good job! Yes, 1966. Dr. Maulana Karenga, professor and chairman of Black Studies at California State University, Long Beach, created Kwanzaa in 1966 after the Watts riot in Los Angeles. So after the riots, Dr. Karenga wanted to bring the African American communities together, and he researched African first fruit, which is harvest celebrations. And Karenga combined aspects of several different harvest celebrations, such as those of the Ashanti and the Zulu tribe, to form the basis of Kwanzaa. So that's how it started.
This is for me to open. It's called Jamaican Swearing, a quick and dirty guide to Jamaican slang. Beardaments to put on our beards. Here we go. I'm an angry elf. That's hilarious. I want to wish all of you Merry Christmas, Happy Hanukkah, Happy Kwanzaa, Happy Holidays, and a happy and healthy New Year. That was really fun. I didn't remember some of those things.
We've done a lot.
Yeah, Yo-Yo and I were commenting during the whole entire thing.
Yeah.
First of all, the people at the Dyker Heights, everyone we interviewed was like, I'm the first one to...
I'm the first one.
I was the first one to put up the lights.
I was the first one to put up the...
Every person was the first one to put up the lights at Dyker Heights. And then,
if only they could hear everybody else's interviews. Yeah. Like, wait, what?
Groundhog Sam, that was funny.
That Groundhog Sam one was funny.
That was very funny.
How dare you guys put a theme on there, a raccoon before a groundhog?
It's so funny.
That was dope.
Yeah, my head on top of the Christmas tree, right?
The best part.
Yeah. You ready for speed round?
This is it.
All right, let's do it.
We did it all week. Okay, perfect. We have to finish strong.
1 second, let me clear my throat.
Okay, yes, we have.
Ahem.
Oh my goodness, I'm so nervous. This is the last one of the year.
I gotta clear my throat to make sure that I can say the answers. What are you doing?
Exercise your mouth.
What are you doing? What do you do?
Exercise your mouth so
you do
like
it?
you can move it. I don't know. I was just making it up.
I thought it was like an actual
No,
thing. I'm like, I want to learn this. What do you do?
No, I just
Oh,
made
you
it
just
up.
made that up. I believed you. Okay, all right, let's go.
All right, y'all let me know. What's the best alternative to the H-1B lottery?
An O, an E, an L.
Can a green card holder stay out of the U.S. longer due to disability?
No.
My sister filed for me and I got approved, but I have to leave the country to get it. Should I leave?
No.
Can I leave with a visa or do I have to get a green card? Can I work with a visa or do I have to get a green card?
It depends what the visa is.
After removal is terminated, can I refile an I-485 right away?
Yes.
If there was a mistake in the I-485, yes and no question, should I tell USCIS before the interview?
Yes.
How long after submitting my documents to MVC will I get appointment?
I don't know. It depends on your category.
How long to get a card after it was renewed in May 2021?
8 to 12 weeks.
Will canceling life insurance affect my conditional green card?
No.
Woo! Holiday cheer! The holiday week. We have finished.
There we go.
We have finished.
We did it.
We did it all week.
We did it.
All week.
I couldn't come up with a good Christmas song.
You gotta shake your
I
head.
can't
You
shake my head.
You can't do
I'll
it.
throw up. I get dizzy.
I'll do it for
Do you get dizzy doing that?
Yeah.
You're just like shaking it. I'm like, I don't want to shake. I'll get dizzy.
Shake what your mama
Yeah.
gave you. Okay. All right. Comments of the day.
I just knocked myself out. The thing just hit me right in the face. All right. Let's do comments of the day.
This will help. All right, y'all. Our first comment of the day comes from Senior Design Edition saying, my favorite show. I hope I get a shout out from you guys. My birthday is Sunday.
Happy
Woo!
birthday.
You get a shout out.
You got it right there.
There you go. The first one, too.
And Maria Isabel's birthday is tomorrow.
Oh.
Let's wish her happy birthday as well.
Come on. Happy birthday. Happy birthday.
And I don't want to announce her age.
Yeah, let's not do that.
Let's not do that.
Yeah.
She didn't give me permission.
Yeah.
She's young.
Okay.
All right.
Younger than us.
Yes.
Okay. All right, our second comment of the day comes from Jamie Barra saying, Squad Up Brad and Yo-Yo, this is definitely the best show. Almost as good as the Maury show. LOL. That's a big compliment because the Maury show,
almost as good.
Listen,
Who
you
said
are
that?
not the father.
Who said that?
Jamie Barra.
Yeah, we could get some
Gotta
drama
get a little
on
bit
here.
of drama up
We
on
could get a
here.
little
Yeah.
drama here.
Yeah, a little bit more tea.
What?
Oh, DNA.
Jill wants to do paternity test Wednesday.
Whoa.
I think that's going to be a little much.
Yeah, we gotta
Let's just keep it a hump day Wednesday.
Lee, get ready. You got to start exercising because he's got to have to run with the camera.
No, we don't want to do paternity test Wednesday.
We don't want to expose people.
No.
All right, our third comment of the day. Marcia McCullough is saying, I pray you both have a wonderful Christmas, Brad and Yo-Yo and your staff. Stay safe till we meet in 2022, God willing.
Oh, very nice. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you very much.
I appreciate that. And our last comment of the day for the year. Closing out the year, Lisa Bling Rose saying, this is Uncle Brad's last show of the year, 2021. You guys are amazing. Thanks, Uncle Brad, for building a squad up team. Aww. Love you all. The best for 2022.
Thank you, Bling.
Oh,
Thank you,
yes.
Bling. Thank you very much. And thank you to everybody out there for joining us. Whether you join us for one day during the week, you join us for all the days during the week, for sticking with us when we're down, when we come back. We go down, we come back, and they're still here with us. Thank you all for all of your wonderful support, and we swear from our hearts to your hearts that you all have a wonderful, safe, loving holiday season, whatever holiday you are celebrating. Enjoy your new year. Celebrate wisely. Don't go too crazy on us.
Don't do anything we would do.
Well, don't do anything that I wouldn't do. Yo-Yo would almost do anything.
Yeah, so don't do anything I would do.
Yes, exactly. and just stay safe and be well. And our love to you and your entire family and to the entire squad. Thank you for being with us. Have a wonderful holiday season. Happy and healthy New Year to everybody. We are going to be back Wednesday,
January
5th. January 5th is the day. January 5th, Wednesday for Hump Day.
Oh, first hump day of the year.
First hump day for 2022. Be well, everybody. Merry Christmas.
We love you guys.
Happy Kwanzaa. Happy, healthy New Year. We'll see you on the 5th. Thanks for watching. So, Sam, as part of the production, we have to say this disclaimer at the end of the show. Do you mind reading it for me?
Okay, but you know, Brad, I have to do everything around here.
Forget it. I'll do it. The proceeding was information only and not specific legal advice. Consult an attorney about your individual situation. Prior successful results do not guarantee a similar outcome in the future. To make an appointment with the Spar and Bernstein law firm located at 225 Broadway in New York City, call 1-800-529-5465. That's 1-800-529-5465. Easy to remember, 1-800-LAW-LINK. That's 1-800-LAWLINK. Once again, make a call to 1-800-529-5465. And of course, link up with the law offices of Spar and Bernstein, located at 225 Broadway on the 5th floor. If I were you out there, make the call, make the link, make the connection, make it Spar and Bernstein. 1-800-LAWLINK. That's 1-800-529-5465. And now, conveniently located in Hartford, Connecticut on 1 Congress Street. Visit us in Connecticut or in New York at 225 Broadway. That's 1-800-529-5465. 1-800-LAW-LINK. 1-800-529-5465.
Stop it!